the desert of the real.
Welcome to the Desert of the Real. I am your host, Ryan Hudson, and joined with me, as always, is your co-host, who a park is not enough for him. He needs the world.
Jason Deeds.
Desert of the Real is a movie podcast where I force Jason to watch big blockbuster movies he refused to watch because he did not think they were worth his time. We are currently watching the Jurassic Park franchise, and we're here to ask if there's anything deep to say.
Not as deep as Hundreds of Beavers.
Yeah, we just watched Hundreds of Beavers last week. The universal question, is this movie as deep as Hundreds of Beavers?
There you go.
We are two English language arts high school teachers, and we attempt to use our academic training to dig deeply into movies. We explore the creativity, philosophy, film studies, and ethics in our films, and push you, the listener, to think critically about your entertainment.
All of those statements are true and endorsed.
We are on. Yeah, everything we say is sponsored and endorsed by us.
That's true.
Our opinions are our own and do not reflect. I don't know.
And we're still hunting for that VidAngel sponsorship.
Yeah,
we're still looking.
We are high school teachers, like I said, and we are on summer vacation now.
Yay!
It's, you know what? I wonder. There's a funny internet joke of these guys trying to get July 6th Park to catch on, like May the 4th be with you.
Oh.
We might be doing Jurassic Park up to July.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, there's this trilogy in Jurassic World Rebirth. There's 4 more, including this movie. So,
yay!
Then we'll figure out what franchise to do next, but probably something you'd enjoy more than
Probably not.
Probably not. You're right. Jurassic World is one of the Jurassic Park movies Jason has seen before.
I did. My kids made me watch it.
But you have not seen the next 3.
As far as I know.
Yeah, there's sometimes, Jason will be watching a movie. He's like, wait a second, I have seen this one. Jason, as you know, or may not know, he does not watch rated R movies or PG-13 movies unless edited.
True. It was a requirement for my marriage.
Mm-hmm. Jurassic.
Worth every joke that Ryan makes. Worth every, you don't what, blit, from everyone.
Yes. That's why I like to remind our audience every now and then.
Plus, I also haven't seen a sex scene for decades.
Well, there are no sex scenes in Jurassic Park movies.
Well, that's good. There are a lot of violence.
There is.
Death.
In fact, there is one of the most brutal deaths in this movie. In fact, I'll take it back. The most brutal Jurassic Park death is in this movie.
Which one is that one?
Oh, if you couldn't think of it, maybe it wasn't as standouty. It was kind of controversial at the time. Zara, the assistant.
Oh,
the
yeah.
British assistant.
She gets drowned.
She gets picked up by a pterodactyl and then gets dipped into the water. Gets dropped into the water. And then gets picked up by another pterodactyl,
Dunked some more.
And then the mosasaur eats it alive. So I was looking it up because I was trying to verify. Yes, the actress herself requested it, which does kind of make it kind of fun. Like, give me a violent death.
Oh, really?
But if you pay attention, she's on the phone. She's planning her wedding. So at the time when this movie came out, there was a kind of a debate about that specific death because Reddit was like, does anyone bothered by how brutal that was? Some people praised it being like, no, in Jurassic Park movies, anyone can die, and it kind of shows that it doesn't matter if you're just the side character, you can get eaten. But other fans, the grisly death felt unusually cruel and more fitting for a villain.
But wasn't that grisly? I don't feel like
it was just surprisingly a lot over the top.
I think it was just long.
Yeah,
maybe.
And it's what the heck? What did this woman do?
Yeah,
to deserve?
She let the kids go. That's what.
All right, so
get off your phone, lady. Am I right? I'm trying to be babysitting.
All right, I remember when this movie was announced, but there was talk about mutant dinosaurs for years before this came out.
Yeah.
And I remember like talking with my friends about this and being like, we don't need mutant dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are cool enough.
Actually, no one's impressed by a dinosaur anymore, Ryan.
I hate
Consumers want them bigger, louder, more teeth.
They're not wrong, though. And we're going to, guess what? I'll just reveal it now. We're going to do postmodernism.
Ta-da!
Which is actually kind of, this is a perfect postmodernist movie.
Sure.
And
Did we finish the intro?
I think so.
Okay.
Did we get through it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Teachers.
I don't remember.
We did it.
Okay.
We did the whole thing.
Sure.
And it was perfect.
I have no doubt.
Not to like give away too much, but there's in a later one, Jurassic World Rebirth, it doubles down multiple times. Like, people don't care about dinosaurs anymore. What do you mean they don't care about dinosaurs? Stupid argument, movie. Quit trying to make that the main point. Anyway, we'll get there. But this movie tries to do it too. But in a way, it's not wrong because of postmodernism and what audiences want from a Jurassic Park movie. We'll cross that bridge.
Teasers.
In the near future. Yeah. I was like against it. And I think sometimes a movie is super successful because of trailers.
Okay.
And the trailer, I think, is one of the best trailers for a movie on this scale, kind of. Because it's like, the park is open. People are visiting. And these are like the words and stuff. But then, and we'll come back to this too, the nostalgia button, they start playing the theme, just one note on piano. Bum, 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 bum. And like as like you see things going to crap and stuff. And then you get what's her face, Bryce Dallas Howard going, run! And it's like, what is going on in this movie? And then after the title drop, you get Velociraptors running. And then Owen Brady, is that his name? Anyway, Chris Pratt's character.
Oh, Owen, yeah.
Owen comes driving on a motorcycle and with the Velociraptors. And you're like, or not you, but people who are fans of this stuff, like, I gotta see this movie.
Yeah.
He's riding a motorcycle with Velociraptors. It's, I think, one of the best trailers to kind of get fans excited about an old franchise.
Cool.
And I think it's the secret recipe that really made this super successful. This was at one point the third highest grossing film ever.
Wow.
When it came out. Then it got bumped down. It keeps getting bumped down, but it made over $1 billion. Like, it made more money than the Avengers movie that came out the same year, type of thing.
Justifiably, I guess.
I guess. But people, and, you know, the critics kind of get less and less kind to the next few movies, but they keep making money, even the bad one. Like, this is a very big franchise.
Well, because like what you were saying a couple episodes ago, like there isn't any other dinosaur.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. And so, yeah, I guess as long as we like dinosaurs, we'll keep going.
Did you see 65 with Adam Driver?
Not that I know of.
Has a great concept, but admittedly not the best execution. Where a guy has he's crash lands a spaceship. Turns out it's 65 million years in the past. That's why it's called 65.
Oh.
And he has got to save this girl and stuff. Fun concept. It's just not the best, unfortunately.
Sad.
But there is a movie coming out this year that involves dinosaurs, and it's quietly becoming my most anticipated movie this summer. It's called The End of Oak Street, where it looks like a modern-day neighborhood inexplicably gets taken back into dinosaur times. And it's just like a neighborhood with houses and stuff, with Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor and their family. And I am really... And it's from the guy who directed where the ghost is after you.
Every ghost movie ever?
It Follows.
Oh.
It's from the director of It Follows, and they're not using this in the advertisement, Under the Silver Lake, which is super rated R, but Under the Silver Lake is very creative.
Yeah,
like, a lot of
it's
stuff's
so
going
good.
on. And I'm like, yeah, that alone makes me interested. But it's got dinosaurs, and it's not Jurassic Park.
Okay, well, I'd take it back.
But you're not wrong, though. It's like, how else do you do dinosaurs and it not be Jurassic Park? There's, a few examples.
Yeah, not much.
Okay, do you want to know where Jurassic World came from?
Sure.
So, believe it or not, Jurassic Park 3.
I've actually been sitting here waiting for this moment.
I know, you're just waiting with anticipation. Right. Jurassic Park 3, 2001. Made money, but less money than the previous two.
It's because it's a totally different type of movie.
Right. It also ran out of books. We didn't know what, or we, I was also there. We didn't know what Jurassic Park was going to look like. We're out of source materials. And Steven Spielberg and Kathleen Kennedy, which she's the Spielberg's producer, and then she took over Star Wars, and a lot of people hate her now because they think she ruined Star Wars. I think that is a gross misunderstanding of what a producer is and what they do, but I don't think she's the reason people don't like Star Wars. Anyway, that's like a tangent in and of itself, but she's Spielberg's right-hand woman and has produced lots of iconic movies. But they were like, we still want to make Jurassic Park movies. But the question became, what story hasn't been told yet? How many times can you go to an island?
Apparently at least one more.
So in the early 2000s, they started... People tried to make this movie for about 15 years, essentially. So ideas came as early as 2002 of dinosaur mercenaries. So that stupid idea, we're going to get back. It's the dumbest thing in this movie.
I agree.
Has been floating around since, immediately after Jurassic Park 3. Yeah, corporate espionage stuff, military stuff. But in at least, the Marvel franchises started coming around. Superhero movies became dominant. Action franchises escalating in scale. So it's like, well, how do we put Jurassic Park so it fits in with all the other big boys, basically? Yeah. So it was basically in development hell for about all this time. We had writers coming and going. Drafts were written and thrown away. Directors and they've been trying to make a Jurassic Park movie ever since the third one, essentially. So we had do we have dinosaurs escape, go to the mainland? Do we have genetic experimentation gone wrong? Do we have a functioning dinosaur park again? So they're just trying to what do we do? What is a Jurassic Park movie? Michael Crichton is dead now. Right, actually when did he die? I don't know. Well, also, that seems harsh. We don't have a source material to fall back on. But essentially, they settled in on what if the park is just open and it actually works? Because, the first movie is it's about to open. And I think here's the thing. I like Jurassic Park 2 and I like Jurassic Park 3. And I think this movie has fundamental issues that make it worse than both of those. However, I can't deny there's something about this one that also has either compelling ideas or stuff in it that makes me kind of like it a little bit more than a lot of the other Jurassic Park movies. Okay, you don't like that, but
not really, no.
This is not. Hey, I'm not here to glaze this movie. This is not a perfect movie. There's things I like about it, Dietz.
I mean, there are things I like about it too.
So instead of scientists, we now have tourists, attractions. Okay, so the director is Colin Trevorrow. Colin Trevorrow, he directed a very small independent film called Safety Not Guaranteed, which is about this guy who posts an advertising in the newspaper saying, I need someone to help me go time traveling. I've done it before. So it becomes this story. I've never seen it, but Audrey Plaza's in it, and it's she becomes his assistant. And I think the whole movie is built around, did this guy actually time travel, or is he kind of crazy type of thing? So it kind of becomes this somewhat successful low-budget indie film. And at the time, it's less so now, but studios were picking up these guys that made these successful low-budget things and are now you're in charge of the Godzilla movie. Here, do a Jurassic Park for us. Do a whatever for us. And they've kind of scaled back at that now. There is no movie or anything in between Safety Not Guaranteed and Jurassic World.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how quick the turnaround was. And here's the crazy thing. They had a script written for Jurassic World. Colin Trevorrow, and I think his writing partner or someone else that he uses or likes and knows in real life, they were given the time, and this is rare in big movies now, He's like, can I rework this? I know we're supposed to start shooting in a few months. And they said yes. They like trusted him to be like, do what you need to do to tweak it. It must have worked because whatever changed, he gets writing credit and stuff. But they let him do that. And I think, I don't know what it is. I was listening to a podcast and they kind of maybe alluded to he made it more critical about corporations and like the industry itself, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And one of the more interesting parts about this movie.
Yeah.
But
It's one of my pros.
Colin Trevorrow, he kind of gets this blank check where he's like, I want to, he was all set to not just make the next movie, which he does. He makes Dominion, and he doesn't make the next Jurassic World, but he produces it and stuff. He was gonna make Star Wars 9, but, and this is where it gets kind of tricky and a little interesting, he made an original movie called The Book of Henry. And I've talked about this before briefly because it is a movie that is insane and honestly in the so bad it's good territory. And it's got like Naomi Watts, and it's like, what are you doing in this movie? And the Book of Henry is bananas. When you find out what the book is in the Book of Henry, you're like, what the heck am I watching here? It's awful and truly bad, and may or may not be the reason Colin Trevorrow got fired from doing from doing Star Wars Episode 9. It's just Book of Henry. You're like, this is the movie? This is what the story's about?
Oh.
Anyway, but Colin Trevorrow wrote a script for Jurassic Park, for Star Wars 9, and unfortunately, it might have been a better movie. But what it didn't account for was Carrie Fisher dying in real life. He had her prominent in his Star Wars movie, and they would have had to do some massive rework to make her real life death fit into that script. But it did have maybe some more interesting and better conclusions than
What we got.
Yeah. However, he does make the third Jurassic World movie, and it looks like he has not made another movie. He made a movie called Reality Show, which I know nothing about. It's only 55 minutes, so it's probably not really a movie. He's made 3 movies. Safety Not Guaranteed, Jurassic World, Book of Henry, and then Jurassic World Dominion. 4 movies. Excuse me. I don't know how to count. And somehow, one of them is the most successful movie ever made. Jurassic World. So
That's weird.
So this is 15 years after Jurassic Park 3, and one reoccurring criticism of this movie is its reliance on CGI, because the CGI has gotten so much better since the last one. However, there are still a ton of practical effects, like the Velociraptor head at one point, or when Owen's like with the Brachiosaurus's dying head and stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's still a few things, but yeah, it's maybe not an unfair criticism to say an over-reliance on CGI, but I think it looks pretty good, all things considered.
I thought one of my pros was the whole pterodactyl sequence in this movie looks really good. Like the attack on the people or whatever looked really good.
And it was a massive hit. It grossed over $1.6 billion worldwide, proving there was an enormous demand for dinosaurs. And yeah. And we'll get into the nostalgia strategy in a little bit, because this is something called a legacy sequel, or a legasequel if you want. Meaning a sequel to a movie made years, if not decades, after its previous one. And this is kind of the beginning of a lot of legacy sequels. And we've talked about this before, like Star Wars, obviously, but Mad Max was also the same year. Then you also get movies like Creed, which is also like the same year, around the same time, where people actually know this is a good one. And then Top Gun Maverick, which you haven't seen, which we should, because it's maybe the best movie ever made.
I doubt it.
For 2022. So it's, a bunch of legacy sequels are just taking off now. Anyway.
Cool.
So, Jurassic World. I will start with my cons.
Okay.
Because I wanna.
Because your filibuster continues.
Yeah, might as well. The biggest con is the stupid military subplot.
Yes.
It doesn't even make sense.
I agree.
Here's my main argument is we can train lions in real life, and the government's like, let's use the lions in our fighting. Like, I don't see any difference between, like, training a lion right now versus training these velociraptors in the movie, you know?
I mean, the raptors are way smarter.
I guess, but they're still, they can kill you.
Yeah.
They only listen to one guy.
Yeah.
It's stupid, dudes.
I agree. Keep going.
First, I was so against the concept of original mutated dinosaurs.
I agree.
But then in the movie, when it's like, yeah, but we still have to invent the dinosaur, like the movie logic. We have to put all this DNA of other stuff in anyway. We're still basically creating them from scratch. I was like, you know what? That kind of works then, I suppose.
I mean, the science, I guess, makes sense, but like, why?
It's
does
like
not make
a
sense.
T-Rex. And then Jurassic Park 2 is 2 T-Rexes. Jurassic Park 3,
well,
a bigger Spinosaurus.
Right.
So it's like...
Movie logic, I get it.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, so I agree. Like, the military thing is absurd. But the Indominus Rex is also absurd. Like,
I know.
No. Like, it's like... I don't see how people watch this and are like, oh, yeah... Turns invisible, sure. Oh yeah, regulates its own body temperature to turn off the body. How the heck is it supposed to know that there's a body temperature scanner in the frickin' thing? No. So that's our inciting incident, and the whole rest of the movie is stupid. Same stupid people, same stupid things going on. Like, there's this freaking thing eating everything. What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to open the gate to the entire rest of the... No. You go back through the freaking door you came in. Come on, you moron. Oh.
Yeah, how did they get in?
Through the little door. You don't open the big freaking door. Stupid. Oh, man. And then the kids are... Sorry,
Go for it.
The kids are stupid. I mean, I get that they are kids.
I think they're bad characters, but
yes,
I don't think they're
dumb.
I think it's more dumb how they insert them in the movie all the time.
Right.
It's like, all right, now they're in the original building. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Also, that's probably your nostalgia bait. I'm like, what is going on? How is that building still there? No. They raised it. They got rid of it. Let's go off-roading. Oh, okay. Boo, boo, boo.
I actually don't mind that aspect. I just kind of don't like the kids.
I didn't like the kids either. My
other main cons are the parents getting divorced is a nothing burger.
Yeah.
Somehow Jurassic Park became this franchise where it's about parenting somehow.
Yeah.
And that's maybe the connection I can think of. But it doesn't add anything at all.
No.
And then I actually don't like the fact that they kill off the new CEO. He's not a lot to him, but I think he actually could have been an interesting character, this new guy, where he's the one that's funding the new park and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, why did they go out of their way to be like, he's learning how to fly a helicopter?
Right.
Why can't he just fly a helicopter?
Right.
It's weirdly, if I want to be annoying, maybe on the border of problematic since he's like Indian or something. Right. It's like, why did they go out of their way to make it questionable piloting skills where a dinosaur could have just bumped into him?
Right.
The same result. I don't know if they had plans for the next movies, but him as a concept could have been interesting, I think. Because he's like Hammond, but he wants basically the same thing, the park to be fun for people. Like his whole like optimistic view of like he asks Bryce Dallas Howard like about like, oh, the assets, blah blah blah. Like, no, are people having fun?
Yeah.
I think there's something that could have been there.
Yeah. Oh, well, he's got a couple of really good philosophical lines. Like the way that his mind works was very different from the way Hammond.
And I
agree.
And it's weirdly, I find it strange that he dies, especially how he dies.
Yeah.
Just mostly because
it was a pretty decent death if you gotta go.
Yes.
You might as well go because you can't fly your helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow.
The other thing is like when Owen and What's-Her-Face kiss, and it's like, you know, because you're the attractive main characters.
Right.
That's the reason why.
Gotta check that box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Those are my main flaws or cons.
Well, I basically had the same. I mean, there was one other one. Like, the whole way that the park is working would never happen. Like, no one would ever pass off on that. Like the interaction with the dinosaurs thing. Like, they're flipping kayaking down the middle of a river with frickin' dinosaurs like 2 feet away.
I agree.
That would never, ever happen. No one would ever sign off on that.
I agree.
So like I will say I liked this movie more than 2. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I liked it more than 3, but I mean, it's not the worst one that we've seen. But logically, it's pretty bad. Like, it's pretty dang bad.
You know what? I know you don't know what's going to come in the next 2 movies. I honestly think they should have, instead of what we get, should have done like Jurassic World, other country type of thing. Like,
sure.
I mean, maybe it's not maybe I'll bring that up in another episode because, like I said, you don't know what's happening in freaking Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. But I can't deny, I like the concept of a Jurassic Park. I would go there if it was real. I would do it. And that's...
Really?
I could hear Deeds saying, why would they open up another Jurassic Park movie?
I did see that.
I know. And I'm like, because it's a Jurassic Park. I want to see dinosaurs.
I would watch the movie.
Right.
Like the video, like people's YouTube channel.
I would want to go.
I would not ever go there.
Even if the thing happened in the original park and Jurassic World opened up, I'd be like, yeah, I want to go.
What?
I would do it.
No, you are a critical thinker. You've got to cut that
My
all
critical
out.
thinking is I want to see dinosaurs.
No, Ryan. Oh, no.
And on a meta level, it's like, watching this, like, I want to go to Universal Studios where there's the fake dinosaurs.
There you go.
Where, admittedly, it is kind of cool to even go to the fake theme park version.
Yeah.
My wife and I last went like in 2021, I think, and we haven't. Anyway, we went and we stood in that Jurassic Park ride in the line for over an hour.
Wow!
Because it shut down. And we're like, we'll wait it out. We'll wait out. We'll watch these videos in the waiting screen of Owen interacting with the one lady multiple times. And then they're just like, the ride's still not fixed. Come get a coupon for when it gets fixed. So I've never been on whatever the updated ride is.
Sad.
It is sad. Yeah.
Also, stupid people.
What stupid people? Name one.
All of the stupid people. Dr. Wu is a stupid people.
My brother said there was one reoccurring character. That's what he meant.
Yeah.
I was like, who are you talking about?
Yeah, he's dumb.
Like, I disagree.
I don't think... I mean, I'm trying to think through it because I guess those kind of people exist, but like, I don't know. I guess you can get so focused on what you want or your passion that everything else just kind of goes away, I guess. I don't know. You just, like the scene where he's talking with the new CEO, his name's Simon, I think this was Simon, the CEO, and he's just like, oh yeah, we took this DNA from here and this DNA from here and this. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're just throwing random crap into a vat and seeing what pops out? Really?
Have you seen there's a Studio C sketch about this movie? Mm-mm. Where they're reenacting the scene where they're looking at the Indominus Rex for the first time and she's saying all these things they added and then it's like, we added cilantro so it smelled delicious. Stuff like that.
Anyhow.
Here's the thing. We've talked about this before. I think with even in Indiana Jones, if you want to get your science to progress, but you have to work with quote unquote bad guys, would you still do it? Yeah. You know, it's like you want to create dinosaurs, and if you have to build an Indominus Rex as part of the process,
but he's already done it. Like, he did all the dinosaurs that are in existence in this movie world.
No, there's a lot of other dinosaurs.
He made. Like, he did it. Why does he need to, like, I mean, anyhow. I don't know. So the whole premise of this movie is just
fundamentally
dumb.
flawed.
Right.
Unless, well, no, actually, it's not, because I like the thing I kind of agree, or not agree, I like about how it's kind of meta and postmodern, hold on, how it's like kind of pointing back at the industry and audiences and stuff.
Sure.
It's like, yeah, it's Verizon Wireless sponsored dinosaur, yada, yada. Like, yeah, that seems scarily real.
Yeah.
Let's have a dinosaur sponsored by a billion-dollar company is not a far-fetched, you know? It's like, the thing is, well, I don't know where I'm going with that. It just has those things that...
Well, right. Yes. And that's the pro side of this.
Uh-huh.
So, like, logically, whatever. But, yeah, like, the pro side of this, the drive for money, control, and military power, it says, I mean, it's got some stuff to say. And I think it's not saying them. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. So, like,
that's a good point. It brings up a conversation, but is the conversation being had?
Right. Yes. it aims at it. So, like, with the money thing, since we're there, Claire is her name.
Yeah.
Right? She says the park needs a new attraction every few years in order to reinvigorate the public interest. Corporate thought genetic modification would up the wow factor. And so we have Dr. Wu, but on the money side of it. Mm-hmm. Like we can't see anything other than, and Owen at one point said it's probably easier to pretend these animals are numbers on a spreadsheet. That's corporate mindset, and we see it everywhere. Like all, I don't know if all, but like it is a common mindset in administration. This idea that all of these people, all of these workers, all these whatever, they're just numbers, and we can move them around. We can have them do this thing or that thing. We don't care who they are, what they want, numbers. And then coupled with the like almost, I think it's almost pathological at this point. Passion for new, different, bigger, better. I think we have gotten to the point where, like we're going to be in trouble, honestly, as a species, if we can't recapture the ability to be wowed by a butterfly, or the ability to enjoy ourselves with nothing going on but a sunset. Or something like that. If we don't get back to that, I think we're in big trouble.
We have to snap back to reality.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes gravity.
Is this a Kanye West song?
No, it's Eminem.
Oh, Eminem. Like, so we have to just, like, I guess to, bring in our title, we have to go back to the desert of the real. Mm-hmm. We have to get back to reality. Because if we don't, like we talked about last episode, we are going to lose what it means to be human. We are going to surrender that to AI, like we talked about in the last episode, or to our, like, I guess this is an adrenaline thing, or a experience, like pursuing the next experience. Okay, I had that experience. I need another one. For our lives to have meaning. I think this movie does a great job in like introducing that concept. I don't know that it says a whole lot about it, other than if you do that you will die. But I think the drive for money and the drive for experience is kind of scary for us as a human race to be caught in right now. So.
I think I have two thoughts that are kind of connected unexpectedly. But they both deal with Yellowstone, that's why. So when she's saying, Claire is like, we need something to bring people in, to keep people interested. Yeah. She's not altogether wrong. Like, people who like dinosaurs would want to see, like, a T-Rex or Velociraptor. Sure. I think that is true. And I was thinking about how, like, if you ever go to Yellowstone, the cool, like, they're not attractions, but, like, if you get to see a bear, that's more exciting than a buffalo.
Sure.
Or seeing a wolf is more exciting than an elk or a deer. And it's like you get to a point where you're driving through Yellowstone, like, oh, just buffalo, you know,
Right.
or it's like one of the few places on the world you can go and see buffalo consistently, type of thing, or bison. Do not, you know what I mean. But it's like, yeah, the things that the predators are these exciting, more exciting than the other things. Like if you only had the plant eater herbivores on your Jurassic Park, like Triceratops and Stegosaurus, and you know, and once again, Stegosaurus, we all know it's in Jurassic instead of late Cretaceous, like a lot of these other ones. But anyway, like I think there is something accurate about people want something with more teeth. Where do people get tired of seeing a T-Rex? I kind of doubt that they would if this was a real thing. Like, let's make a new one. I don't know if we need to. But as a concept of movie, I think it is hitting on a real human
for
thing.
sure.
But my parents were just talking about, they went to Yellowstone not too long ago, and it was a busy weekend, and there were so many people. And there was a certain point where they're at this place where some lady asked my mom to step to the side so she can get a better picture of the scene, even though it was pretty not like she had a good enough angle as it is type of thing, but she needed a slightly better one. We have become as a society more obsessed with an experience shown than experiencing something. So like taking pictures of what you did versus.
So you can upload them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a real problem that a lot of people are having. Like, I think it's even driving people to stop having kids, to plan their entire lives around. And the thing is, we're supposed to go out and see things and do things, obviously. But the problem is when posting about it is more important than doing it.
Yeah.
And that is a real issue. I saw some post somewhere in Europe where there's an iconic like image by this lake or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's beautiful. But then the video was the line of people just waiting to take this picture.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and there's a couple examples like that. Or even like, I just saw again, like people going to Everest. Mount Everest is becoming too crowded. There is a line you have to sit and wait on to get to the point, on the tippy point. Like, have you seen that picture? It's insane. I'll show you in just a second, or you can look it up. But like, these probably rich mountain climbing tourists that want to experience getting to the point have to wait in line to get to the actual highest point on Mount Everest now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm trying to like, there's the two sides. We gotta do things. That's good. See the world and see the nature and all, experience all these things. But people are rather more interested in posting about it.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And that's like what you were talking about, like with Jurassic World here. It's then like we need to get back to the desert of the real. It's like kind of have to shed everything besides what truly matters or what can like change.
So is that, do you think that's possible?
I think if you're cognizant about it.
Because like for me, I don't post anything ever anywhere.
Yeah.
Really. And so am I sub-modern human, or am I the anchor that will hold everyone not just me, but like people like me that are gonna eventually, when everyone figures it out, come back to?
Great.
You think I'm being left behind in the evolutionary pursuit of humanity?
I mean, no. I was gonna like, let me look on my Instagram at the moment, but Instagram has kind of turned into TikTok 2.0. It's mostly videos of people you don't even follow these days, which is annoying.
Uninstall social.
Okay, that's a good one. Pictures of your loved one. I don't know. Are you?
But like, so I take pictures of my loved ones.
No, that's,
for me.
Yeah.
Like, why do other people that I don't know need to be a part of my pictures of my loved ones?
Well, sometimes, and because I just did one not too long ago, because my kids are so dang cute, and everyone should see how cute they are.
Okay.
Fine, deets.
No, yeah, sure. I mean, Like that, but that's why I'm asking. So am I now subhuman?
No, obviously.
What, like am I the old guy?
Yeah,
I don't
but
understand
for a lot of reasons.
Reality.
I mean, I guess the other thing is, hopefully, it depends on what type of, like, are there only followers that you know personally type of thing, where it's like, hey, just life updates. That's maybe part of it.
Sure.
But some people try to, like, I don't know, promote their life, and what's it called when you get paid for something? Capitalize on their life or something. I don't know. It's a tricky and dangerous place.
Yeah. So are we gonna correct, or are we going
we,
to
me,
Jurassic
you,
World?
or people?
We, humanity. Or are we going?
Probably not.
Are we going to Jurassic World?
We're in a Jurassic World
Where we have the audacity to be surprised when the dinosaurs break out and kill everyone.
Yeah. Probably be surprised.
Yeah. So we got that.
We got that.
We got the idea of control, which...
Hey, this movie brings up many times.
Yeah. That's a through line for the whole Jurassic franchise, I guess.
Yeah, mostly this one and the first one so far.
Okay.
Remember where Hammond's like, next time when we have control.
Right.
And this
you
one
never had control.
Right. And this one brings up control specifically.
Yeah, multiple times.
Because Owen controls velociraptors until he doesn't. Claire, there's a line that says she wants to control like a relationship or whatever.
Right.
And I guess the military guy wants to control the raptors too.
Yep.
They're trying to control the dinosaurs.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, does this movie have anything interesting to say about control, or is it just... So, my final con was that the plot line for this movie is essentially the exact same plot line as the first. There are almost no like major plot points that are unique. Actually, I don't know that there are any.
Which is, I noticed that too, especially this time, because there are specific beats that are the same too. Like even the Velociraptor attacking the big dino at the end.
Yeah.
Similar to the original one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
right. Yes.
The kids alone on their self being attacked or chased after something that's like the Velociraptors in the kitchen and stuff.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Well, what's interesting is comparing this to Star Wars The Force Awakens, where now everyone criticizes that because it's like, oh, it's the same thing. But this is the same thing as the first one.
Yeah. It was virtually identical.
Yeah.
So does it have anything
new?
I mean, it made a ton of money. Apparently it was the highest grossing film ever made or whatever. So is it just like a remake? You said it's a legacy sequel, but I genuinely don't think it is. I think it's a remake.
Well, it's a legacy sequel by definition that
Right.
took years in between. But
so is there something new? I'm trying to ask, is there something new here as far as the question of control?
All right, dude. So you know what? Let's dust off postmodernism. That's what the people are demanding.
Do it. I heard them in
the
the hall
people
out
are
there.
like, I just want to understand postmodernism better. So let's talk about what literally is postmodernism.
He said that with a straight face. Even that's impressive.
And then talk about blah 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 about how applying it to this movie, because this is a very postmodern movie in a way. So we have to before we get to postmodernism, we have to talk about modernism, and we've talked about this to some degree, but let's just quickly go over it again.
Please.
Modernism says there is a truth, there is meaning, and there's progress. You can find the right answer if you work hard enough or look hard enough.
Yep.
Postmodernism says you got to be skeptical of big truths. Maybe there's more than one interpretation. Maybe we should be skeptical of big stories and institutions that claim to have all the answers. For example, like Hollywood.
Sure.
Or any big thing. Reality is shaped by media, marketing, power, and perception. So modernism asks, what is real? And postmodernism asks, how do we know what is real? So it's like thinking about the thing in a way.
Yeah.
So modernism built, so like modernist art, here's all this new art, blah, blah, blah. Here's like, let's make something new. And postmodernism kind of comments on what was already made. So this movie is a reflection on the first movie, which like this movie would almost be nothing without the original one. So by definition, it's postmodern because it's literally like, yeah, remember the first movie? Let's even point out the logo at one point. Let's go to the locations at one point. It's forcing you to think about the original art. Right. So if modernism is, here is a thing that I built and this is what it means, postmodernism is like, let's look at the things that were already made and what does that mean now? Yeah. So like reconstructualizing meaning, essentially. So postmodernism is... Here's some key characteristics. It's self-aware, like it knows what it's doing, or it's trying to do something based on what you already are aware of. For example, rebuilding a Jurassic Park. Postmodernism recycles ideas and themes. It also plays on nostalgia, which this movie definitely does. So if it's a reboot, a sequel, or a remake, or it references things specifically, that's recycling and nostalgia. Those are some key things we can find in postmodern things. This list says that a key concept is simulations replace reality. Postmodern thinkers argue that we often experience copies instead of originals. Oh yeah, we're looking at a copy of a copy instead of looking at the thing. Which also ties back into like we were just talking about social media. We're looking at someone looking at something as opposed to us looking at that thing. Yeah. That's like a simulation postmodern idea.
And the thing that they're looking at is also constructed, like that picture of the lake or whatever you were talking about. Like that's a constructed moment. Yeah. Anyhow, yeah.
And then the other key thing that this list says is consumerism and spectacle. Everything becomes entertainment. Everything becomes a product. We stop asking about meaning and we start asking, is this exciting? Yep. And that's definitely this movie. In fact, this movie, like, that's what I mean. There's all these bad things, like, stupid military, stupid whatever. But like, but it does kind of make us as audience members reflect on this movie and this franchise, but also kind of all of the industry in a way. So like, is this movie trying to get us to find meaning, which is what our podcast is about, or is it trying to be like, isn't this exciting? Yeah. So with Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, you could argue the first movie was more interested in that ethical debate. Is this a good thing to do to bring back dinosaurs? Right. And I said way back at that episode, that's the only time any of these movies are trying to get the audience to think ethically about this concept. And like Jurassic World is probably thinking, what happens when dinosaurs aren't even exciting anymore? Which is kind of a deep question, actually, because the whole Indominus Rex is like, we got to make something new and exciting because people are getting bored. This movie is, if you're kind of being lenient, also asking that question. It's like, well, what does the audience want? They want more teeth. They want more explosions. They want more people dying by dinosaurs. And that's what this movie gives us. So it's like, I guess I do want that in a Jurassic Park movie, because I want it to be bigger and better than the last one. So we have to invent a new thing, a new dinosaur to be the thing, to be the spectacle, is what postmodernism would say.
But why can't it be a continuation of the story?
That's a good question.
So that's kind of what I feel like way back when, before we even started this podcast, that was my main issue with sequels that didn't do anything other than bigger, louder, more teeth. Yeah. And so, like, why are we not, and I guess the answer is already in the question, why are we not interested in the continuation of the story? Because that's who we have become as a species. We have allowed ourselves to not be interested in the long story, the long continuation. We have allowed ourselves to just be, what is right now, right this second. What is exciting? What's interesting? What can I retweet, repost, whatever to make myself and my life look better, more interesting, louder, more teeth.
You're right. With the sequels and where this fits in general, it's like we've now had Marvel's been going on for like 7 years at this point. There's those Transformers movies. There's, the Fast and Furious movies and stuff where, by the way, Chris Pratt is having like a time right now. When this movie came out, he had this. Guardians of the Galaxy had just come out. The Lego movie was right here. Chris Pratt was like the guy in Hollywood for like this. Yeah. He's still around, obviously, but like, yeah, you have to make something that competes with all the other stuff.
Why?
Because of money.
There we go.
But you're right. Like, the postmodern lens is saying it's like people don't want what they used to have. They want something new. And so what we're looking at is a copy of that thing.
Right.
This is a copy of Jurassic Park,
Yep.
the movie.
Yep.
But we also, as an audience, I guess, kind of want that, which is the meta look at it, though. It's like we want the spectacle.
Yeah. Not the story.
And like the whole thing as a product is also another take on it too. It's like the Indominus Rex and all the dinosaurs that we mentioned earlier, like, oh, Verizon Wireless sponsored dinosaur. The Indominus Rex is the product instead of like, I guess, nature or the reality of things. Yeah. The consumer demands bigger, louder, cooler attractions. This movie is about itself in an interesting way. And the first movie was too, if you think about it. Because the movie's criticizing, like, yeah, we shouldn't bring dinosaurs back. But then it is kind of fun to see dinosaurs chase and eat people. Like, even though that first movie is an ethical dilemma, part of the reason, like, it's so good is the fanboy stuff, like the fan service stuff of the dinosaurs. Yeah. You could argue the first movie is built on wonder. This movie's built on spectacle. The first one's built on like scientific discovery, and this one's more like corporate branding.
Yeah.
The first one's asking, can we do this? This one's asking, how can we sell this? Dinosaurs used to be enough. Now they're not enough. I don't know. And even like I said, it makes me want to go to Jurassic Park Land and Universal Studios. I think that's kind of the point of this movie as an advertisement.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want to see those things in real life, and there's a convenient place I can go and see those things. So it's all like we are the product too. This movie wants you to just look at the cool dinosaurs. But is it enough if a movie even points that out? Like,
sure. I mean, apparently
made
a lot of money.
If is it enough for the movie to point it out, or is it not enough where it's like, is that like pseudo intellectual writing? It's like I mentioned it, so you can't criticize it because I already talked about it in the movie.
It's like, I'm not racist, but same thing.
You can't criticize this movie for being meta because we already talked about it in the movie.
Yeah. So I guess in that sense, I mean, at least there's that. I mean, at least it recognizes what it's doing and points it out to us.
Yeah. If anything,
I don't know if it's enough.
I know. If anything, that's what's kind of happening.
So to me, the most revealing or interesting aspect of this movie is how it deals with death. So you mentioned, we want to see dinosaurs eating people. Like, those are people. Like, that's a person, a human, like us. And so, like I've mentioned othering and the other many, many times on this podcast, what this movie does is kind of honestly pretty disturbing. Okay, so the most disturbing part of this movie is, for me, was right at the start. Not right at the start, but we're getting the tour of the whatever, and the two kids are wandering around on their own. We get to the T-Rex paddock.
Yeah.
And they're getting ready to feed the T-Rex.
Yeah.
And the kids there are just screaming like, eat it, death, blood, like we want that. That's super disturbing to me. because we are so far away from recognizing other, like in this, I mean, a goat obviously is not a human, but like that's a living thing.
Right.
Pain, fear, all of the things that we feel and are afraid of, that's the same thing. But we got these little kids like, yeah, cut his head off and whatever. I recognize this is not new. This is like blood sport has been a thing since probably the beginning of the human race, whatever.
Yeah.
I get it. But the idea that we can sell it, one, and not be responsible for the changes in our psyche, the changes in our empathy, the changes in our ability to see other people as people.
Yeah.
I think it's I don't know.
I have an extreme example that you made me think of.
Sure.
I remember once seeing a documentary of JFK, and they, obviously talked about his assassination, but in the documentary, the entire time they never showed the couple frames of him getting shot, right?
Oh, yeah.
They edited before and after every time it was shown, type of thing. But now fast forward to was it even just last year when Charlie Kirk got shot? And it's very graphic, very violent, and real. And I know a lot of my students saw it, like a real life death. Because, no one knew was coming. It was an assassination type of thing.
Right.
So it's like, what is that going to do if it's just here on your social, watch this person violently die?
You mentioned that
Yeah.
in previous episodes, how it can just show up in your feed.
And I am worried about that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the famous example, but who knows, like on Instagram Reels, like kids are seeing other car crashes or fights or other who know what,
Yeah.
What's going to happen to our empathy?
I don't know that we have any left. I don't know. Yeah. And so that's why it's disturbing.
Yeah.
Because like in last episode we talked about the evolution away from creativity and away from the ability to think. In this, and this is not unique to this film, we are seeing the evolution away from that part of what it means to be human, like empathetic. And again, I recognize this is not new. And that our ability to put ourselves in the minds and hearts of other people has always been truncated. It's always been a challenge to think of another person the same way we would think of ourselves.
Yeah.
However, philosophically, all major branches of philosophy, with the possible exception of the absurdist movement and others, but like when we're talking about Eastern philosophy, Christianity, like we all recognize the need to put it, biblically, to love one another as we love ourselves.
Yeah.
And so our media, whether it's, TikTok and, just randomly seeing people die, whether it's little kids screaming for the death of the goat or, just generally, media generally, we are moving actively and quickly away from the ability, not even just I'm struggling trying to love other people the way I love myself, but we're moving away from even the desire to do that. We are losing our ability to even see other people as people, like I already said.
Yeah.
Which is, to me, I mean, that's terrifying. And I say that as like horror movies are my favorite genre. And I say that recognizing my own, like that occurring within me as well. And so what we need to, and I don't think that we're ever going to see a move away from it. Like movies get more violent, more whatever. I don't think we're going to move away from it. And so I think individually, we ourselves have to take that in hand for our own personal selves.
Yeah.
And so just to finish the thought with the horror thing, what I love most about horror movies is the creativity of it. I've already said that. But also I love the humanity of it. Like, we don't see anywhere, like, action is the opposite of this. Like, in a horror movie, we see somebody lose somebody, and we see their emotional response to it. We are able more in a horror movie than perhaps any other genre to experience the emotions of the characters, because death is the ultimate end of a relationship. In an action movie, we have, random citizens dying all over everywhere. We don't see anything about them. They're just dead. They're not human. They're not people. They're just things that exploded or whatever. In a horror movie, it's not that way. We are immersed in the humanity of these people, of their deaths, of how those deaths impact. And so, paradoxically, perhaps, I think horror movies and the horror genre is maybe the last bastion of our being taught how to view other people as people. Because of that. And then the other thing about the horror genre, I don't know how we got onto this, but the other thing about the horror genre is it's perhaps, the last bastion of love as a powerful force or a weapon. Because if you look at most horror movies, the way that they end, the victory over the evil is almost always comes out of love. It's almost like, I don't know, The Ring is one of my very favorite horror movies. What happens by the end of The Ring happens because of love. It happens because of a mother's love for her child and drive to protect her child. And so we don't see that in almost any other genre ever. Certainly not in action, where love is equated with sex or physical attraction or whatever. And so paradoxically, I think horror movies and the horror genre generally are our last call to humanity in the sense of empathy and in the sense of love. Don't see that here at all. The love here is very clunky. It's very I guess the only real love, I guess, that we see is the mother for her kids. But even then, I'm like, that's not, like, I don't buy it. I'm not, like, it doesn't feel like the mother loves the kids. It feels like the mother loves the idea of the kids loving her and loving, whatever. So,
and we talked about one of the first movie basically being a secret horror film too.
Yeah. Yes.
This one's not.
And you can see that love is why that movie ends the way that it does.
I know. That's why it's weird that they have the divorce subplot, and she's the aunt, but her and Owen aren't. They're whatever. I don't buy that either.
Yeah.
You're right. It's all that's lacking right there.
Yeah. So, yeah. So for me, the most disturbing part of this is it just illustrates the death of empathy, maybe.
Yeah, I wonder if part of the reason we don't think about stuff like that is because then we get distracted with but here's a motorcycle with velociraptors,
right,
which admittedly is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, as far as the spectacle, this movie does a really good job of it. Like the whole final battle, even though it's kind of absurd, but between the Indominus Rex and the Velociraptors and the T-Rex and the Mosasaurus, it's visually, honestly, very awesome. It's an impressive, like you can't help but be caught in it. But then if you step back and see what is actually happening here? No, it's absurd. Like, we don't have a clearly defined, this is what the Indominus Rex can do and can't do, and these are the weaknesses. We don't have any of that.
Yeah.
But just the idea of like the Mosasaurus being that's no.
What?
No.
What do you mean no? What specifically are you saying?
Well, okay, so just logically, I mean, unless at the end of that pier, it drops straight down for hundreds of feet, the Mosasaurus cannot possibly get that close.
It might, because remember the stadium seats went down and stuff?
Yes, whatever. But, like, in order for that to happen, the Mosasaurus has to be like, okay, it's feeding time. I'm waiting right here at the end. Oh, look, there's the head. No, anyhow. But that is just a dumb nitpick. But
wait, hold on. While we're talking about that big end battle scene, which it's once it gets just like feels like toys,
right,
bashed together. The T-Rex is supposed to be the same T-Rex as the first movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they got recaptured and put back into a cage.
Okay.
But here's the thing I was hinting at 2 episodes ago with the Spinosaurus. The T-Rex, as it's charging for the Indominus Rex, breaks through a Spinosaurus. And I think it's a kind of a cheeky backhand slap at like Jurassic Park 3. It's like the Spinosaurus, no, I break the Spinosaurus. it wasn't as good as me type of thing. I think it's a little backhanded thing. Just a subtle, like, people probably don't even realize that was a Spinosaurus skeleton that breaks through.
Huh.
I can't lie, I kind of think it's kind of cool with the Velociraptors. Like, they've been turned into pets now, right? It's kind of interesting. And you'll see the hand thing come up a lot in the next 2 movies. Put the hand up to control whatever dinosaur. But when they're running and they're tracking down this Indominus Rex, I like that the movie is like, okay, but these Velociraptors are still super dangerous.
Yeah,
and they turn around and start killing people.
Yeah.
And part of me is like, okay, would one jump through the moving truck when there's other guys around? I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's just how to make the action feel dramatic. But I do like how at first, new concept, Velociraptors maybe can be controlled. That's kind of cool. But it's like, but they still gotta be feared type of thing.
Right.
They will turn around and kill you, no problem.
Yeah.
Because they've been the big baddies in the first 3 movies.
Yeah.
Baddies in the case of, not the new case the teens use these days.
So, with talking about that scene, why are all of the people just like our main characters just sitting there watching? I didn't figure that out. Like, you're going to be killed by this thing. You come up with a plan, and then you're just going to sit there and watch them fight? No. Like, while they're fighting, you're hauling butt to the other side of the island where you got a boat.
That's a good point. Like, how did
they're just like, oh, wow,
we have to hide here?
No.
I don't know.
You are gone. Also, after the T-Rex and Blue win the fight, where do they go?
Blue has a moment with Owen where she chooses to run away. The T-Rex, I guess, just walks away.
But there's still all these people on the island. They're just like, oh yeah, I came and kicked butt, and now I'm gonna go back to my cage. Like, no. Anyhow, whatever.
I think it's
just nitpickingness, but. And then, like, why would he even do that? Like, why would he? Because, like, why is he gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go fight for my people? Yay!
The argument is she lures hit.
Right, I know.
And it's just, and by the way, she was running in heels. Did you notice that?
Yes. Not anyhow.
But I think I don't know. It didn't plan to fight a giant other dinosaur. It had no choice at that point.
It did. It could have like, oh well, he's busy trying to eat those guys. I think I'm gonna go back to, looking at walls or whatever. Anyhow,
because I don't know. This movie does use member berries. It weaponizes nostalgia.
Sure.
Where it's like, hey, here's the thing from the first movie, like the big banner that fell on the ground. Here's the goggles that are the night vision goggles
that somehow still have battery charge.
Yeah, right. and the music. Here's a specific weaponized moment where the music. In the very first film, you see the Brachiosaurus, and it's like the theme of Jurassic Park. Yeah. This movie does it, but it's not for a dinosaur. It's for the theme park itself. Yeah. But it's trying to connect you to, like, this is the big, new, shiny thing. So, yeah, but the first one is still awesome. Is awesome. And one of the best iconic moments in cinema. Yeah. You've weaponized this music in your own twisted plot. But it's just wants you to think about, hey, remember this? Yeah, I remember. And what's funny is this movie, this is why Jurassic Park as a franchise is interesting, because it's like we just accept it and move on, where something like Star Wars, it's like, yeah, but when The Force Awakens did it, that was a bad reason and why you should hate the movie. Yeah. And it's, but this movie did the same thing. Mm-hmm. And people are like, yeah, but whatever. It's one of the good ones. I don't know.
I don't know why it is. I mean, anyhow.
I think it's just maybe because it's one of them is Star Wars and people care so much. Yeah. And this one is like, yeah, but I got to see dinosaurs. So I was happy in the end. Yeah, true. But it does weaponize that nostalgia.
Yeah, for sure. I got a couple philosophical things. So philosophically, there's some... I mean, you've got animal rights stuff here, which is, fine, whatever.
Well, wait till the next one, Deeds.
But, so I'm interested in, Simon is the CEO's name, I think. He says a couple of things that I thought were kind of cool. So one thing he says was the key to a happy life is to accept that you are never actually in control. Huh. Do you think that's true?
Yes. Yeah.
Can we?
I do. The more I think about it.
Okay. Talk to us about it.
Isn't it John Lennon who once said, "Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans."
Good quote.
I think, is that John Lennon? Maybe not. But I think, here's the thing, especially with little kids. We have all these things built up in our minds about what things should be like or what we want them to be like. And oftentimes, almost all the time, they're not going to be like that. Mm-hmm. So we've got to learn to accept that it's not going to maybe be what we think it is.
So does that mean we should not make plans and
you gotta
have
make plans,
dreams?
But I feel like, I'm trying to think, because with me and with little kids at home, it's sort of like, let's go on this trip and it'll be really good. And then we get there and they're like not having it.
Right.
But later on, you're like, yeah, but somehow it was still a good time.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it wasn't.
Yeah. Those are the most, I'm 20 years older, and those are the most memorable trips, are the ones that go wrong or the ones that don't. Yeah. The ones that go right are boring, which is interesting because, yeah.
There's a movie. Have you ever seen? This is random, but this is what I thought of. 500 Days of Summer.
No.
It's like kind of on its surface, it's like a romance movie, like a rom-com type of thing. This guy falling in love with this girl. But there's this kind of iconic, I guess, moment where there's a split screen that said expectations, like literally the word, in reality,
right.
Where he thinks he's going to go to this party and with the girl and it's going to be amazing. But in reality, she's not even there and it's not at all what he thinks it is. It's like, it's like we always build things up in our minds and life rarely goes that way, I suppose. But you got to be able to accept it and ride the ride.
So what is the relationship between our expectations and if Simon's right? Because like you said, I don't feel like we should just ride the ride.
Yeah.
I feel like part of life is making plans, and that's an important part of life, and anticipating and making choices that lead to outcomes that we desire.
Yeah.
But on the other side of it, yeah, if we cannot accept setbacks and challenges and difficulties as a part of the ride, yeah, we're not going to be happy. Case in point, my recent setbacks professionally. I'm finally getting to the point where I'm accepting my lack of control over those things. And I can tell you I was not happy for several weeks leading up to that. And so I think, yeah, Simon probably has, I think it's probably true. If our goal is to be happy, then we have to accept at some level we are not in control. And be able to roll with it. So that's the basic Taoist principle, like the Wu Wei, like rolling with it, flowing with the river that the universe has in store for you, is the way to be content with life. So,
I guess like on extreme examples, you don't want to get like fired from your job, and not but in general. But like it's like, oh, my life is over type of thing.
Right.
But you don't know, I don't know what that could lead to or how you can react to it, I suppose.
I think it's just a balance.
Yeah, it's easier. Also, it's obviously easier said than done, though.
In a lot of circumstances.
It's tricky because not just it's only like big events like summer vacations or whatever that could or couldn't go right or wrong. But I feel like we're mostly structured by the little day-to-day things.
Yeah. Yep.
In between the big things. Like, more so than big things in a way.
Yeah. How you respond to the little stuff shapes you.
Yeah.
It reveals you. So, the other quote, also by Simon, is Jurassic World exists to remind us how very small we are, how new. Which is an interesting quote. So what do you think the value of recognizing our smallness is?
Here's the thing. We don't have Jurassic Park, and zoos don't really do this. But I think that's why people go hiking or look at sunsets. Yeah. It's like, or look at the stars even.
Yeah.
It's like you got to be reminded almost on a universal level, like I'm just part of a big thing.
Yeah. So why though? What is the value of that for us?
Value? I think it's intrinsically a human thing to do, but I'm trying
contemplate our own existence.
I guess.
Well, I think if we tie it to the idea of empathy or othering. Yeah. So for me, the idea of humility is exactly that. Like we get, because we're the only, like the philosophy of the other is we're the only people, like us individually, that we're 100% certain is a people.
Yeah.
Right? And so if we are not critical about who we are and our importance in the universe or whatever, it's very easy to get to the point where the universe, in our mind, literally does revolve around us. We're the only important thing in the universe. And so, yeah, recognizing how small we are is a way to combat that, to push back the I am the most important, I am the thing, to push it back and allow others to also occupy that space with us. So again, with my recent stuff that happened professionally, that's part of the process I've been going through, is just recognizing, okay, my ideas, my class, my desires are maybe not the central thing in the universe. And becoming able to step back and merge with a bigger universe or a bigger, organization or a bigger group or bigger needs or whatever, I think makes us bigger humans. Yeah. And so over the last 2 episodes, I've talked about our de-evolution or evolution as humanity. I think this is a big key piece of what's going on there. If we are going to evolve into a better species, this is one of those things that we need to do. And so, yeah, I love that you brought up going hiking or, watching the stars or whatever. because we have, again, become so focused on ourselves and on the world that is available to us in our little screens, that it's very, very difficult for us to be empathetic anymore, because there isn't anyone outside of us anymore. If we don't step back and realize, we're small. We're a small part of a bigger picture. We're important. We're essential. We're crucial. We are needed, and we are a part of that big thing going on. And so, again, it's this idea of balance between I am the most important center of the universe thing. I am nothing at all. I am the speck in an infinite universe. No, neither of those are true on their own.
Right.
We have to be able to find that place where, I'm really important, but I'm also only one really important. In a sea of important. So
I think it's like a spiritual thing for anyone. Like, even if you're not a spiritual person, like, a matter of perspective. Like, whether it's like the Wu Wei, or you're part in God's plan, or just part of nature and the universe as a whole, however you want to see it or however you understand it. Like, hopefully, I'm trying to think in my own life, like, can it quell like anxieties, depression, and like everything will be okay. I'm like, everything is huge, the world is huge, the universe is huge, and sometimes like, everything will be okay because I'm just this one little part of a bigger picture type of thing. Like, I'm thinking right now how my yard gives me a lot of anxiety. I have so much to do, and then not a lot of desire to do when I get some free time, or just other basic anxiety things I feel all the time and stuff. But it's like, this will pass. Like, I got to put myself in perspective that, not necessarily like people who think that I'm the biggest, best thing ever, but like sometimes it's the opposite. It's like, I'm not, like, what am I trying to say? It's like these bad feelings I'm feeling right now is only one small part of the world spinning around, and it'll pass, essentially. I feel like Jurassic World could have had interesting things to say better.
I agree.
Didn't necessarily all the way say it as best they could.
Well, because it's largely, like we said, a spectacle. It's largely visual. There's not.
It's reacting to a thing that was already made.
It's a remake. In my opinion, it's just a remake, an update to the original, much better story. But anyhow, I can't actually. That's a lie. I can definitely wait to see where it goes from here. But
my goodness, does it go places?
Yippee!
I don't even know. The one thing I like, I'll say this. The one thing I like about the next one, and it's maybe the one thing I like, is it turns into like a monster movie.
Okay.
And it's like, well, at least this is interesting.
Oh,
You'll
dear.
see, Deets.
Oh, dear.
And then there's the other one.
See, you don't usually show your hand.
I know.
So they must be just terrible.
I hope you like grasshoppers. That's all I'm saying for one of the future ones.
Okay. Like they make giant mutant grasshoppers?
I'm just saying, hope you like grasshoppers.
Okay, cool.
And then there's the other one. But
all right.
Join us next week for...
hopefully. So we are now in spring break time. Summer break, sorry. We're now in summer break. And this summer for both of us is going to be a little different than previous summers.
We're busy.
We are going to do our best to keep you, Desert of the Reeled every week. But,
we
life
don't know.
Happens.
Yeah, life. Hopefully, we'll find a way.
So we'll see where we go from here.
Yeah.
So anyhow, at some point in the future, hopefully next week, We will have. What is the next one?
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
And then it's Jurassic World Dominion.
Okay.
And that's the end of the trilogy. Then
Exciting.
there's Jurassic World Rebirth, which is the beginning of another one.
Beginning of the next thing. Anyhow, thank you for listening. Good luck striking the balance between I am the entire universe, I am nothing. There's a balance there.
Yeah.
Good luck striking the balance between I am and I am the only human, and everyone and everything is human. We got to strike that balance, the empathy balance. So this movie shows us that there is depth for the critical thinker everywhere.
Especially if you listen to the Hundreds of Beavers
that's
episode,
true.
because we talked a lot about that.
Yeah, we got a lot of depth. So we love you. Thanks for listening.
We love you. Bye.